Hey everybody. So as much long anticipated, this is my reaction video to the Copa America semifinal results between the USA and Argentina and Chile, Colombia. I had a few people in my comment section ask me when I was going to release my input, my take on Argentina's 4-0 thumping of the USA a few days ago in the semifinal. And honestly, there's really not much to commentate on. I think most of us expected Argentina to win this game, expected it to be a dominant performance. Um, I didn't think we were going to lose that badly because I thought that the overall team performance was going to be much better than it really was. I thought we were going to lose this game like 2-0, but we lost 4-0. And the last goal that we gave up to Gonzalo Higuain, and I think it was the 87th minute, and it was Higuain's second goal of the game. That was a really stupid defensive mistake. We shouldn't have made that. And yes, there's a difference between losing 3-0 and losing 4-0. The more goals you lose by, the worse that it looks. Um, when Argentina went up 3-0 in the 49th minute, I was looking at this and just praying, please don't let this be another Mexico Chile. Don't make this end like 6, 7, or 8-0. And thankfully that didn't happen. But Argentina completely dominated the match. The USA only registered, I think, one or two shots on target, and Argentina was just on a whole nother level. And it's the kind of play that you expect to see from an Argentina team that plays at its best. And as I said before, there's really no shame in losing to, in my opinion, the best team in the world. Yes, I think Argentina is the best team in the world. Uh, I was joking with a friend of mine earlier saying they should have invited Argentina to the Euros this year. Maybe Argentina could probably beat any of these teams in the European Championship. And you know what? Watching almost every single game in the European Championship, I think Argentina could win the Europe if they were invited to the tournament. They are clearly on their best day. They're the best team in the world, and the United States did not have much of a chance at all heading into this game. Um, it was pretty much after we conceded the first goal off of Lavezzi's header. It was pretty much damage control at that point to just limit how much on the score sheet Argentina could get on. Lavezzi had a really nasty injury. I think he fell over the barricade, landed on his neck. He's out for the Chile match. I hope he recovers well. I hope he's not too injured. And but even without Lavezzi, they don't need him. I mean, the Argentina team is so stacked, and there's so much depth on the bench that here they are. They're playing a team in the final that they already beat in the group stage without Messi. So that speaks volumes to how the depth of talent that Argentina has, and how many different options they have in midfield and going forward. They didn't need Messi. They didn't need Messi to beat Chile 2-1 a couple of weeks ago, but now they have him. And so I think, after beating us, they are the clear favorite going into the final against Chile. In my opinion, the two best teams in the Americas. So it's good that we have a tournament where the two best teams advanced because, as you all know, sometimes in international tournaments, the best teams don't always meet in the final. Um, the European Championship this year is a great example of that because we have one side of the bracket that is absolutely loaded and another side that's a little bit easier. And we're almost guaranteed to have a new team reach the final of the European Championship, a team that's never won anything before. Um, so this Copa America, it's good that it's going to end with the two best teams in the Western Hemisphere in the final rematch of last year, and I'm not going to make a prediction on that now because I'll make a prediction video for the final tomorrow when the final actually happens. Um, But the United States really should not be too hard on itself because we were never expected to beat a team like Argentina. We really shouldn't have beaten Argentina. So the best thing the United States can do looking forward now is to do the best that it can to win the third place game. Because, in my opinion, I think we actually have more pressure. We need a third place victory more than Colombia does. Colombia can afford not to have it without being embarrassed or humiliated or anything. But as far as what the third place game actually means for the United States and what it means for Colombia, um, the U.S. faces more pressure as the host, and the whole concern about the future of U.S. soccer to get a result today, get the bronze, and get out of the tournament as one of the three best teams. So, and that's actually why I think the U.S. is going to win today. As crazy as this might sound to some people, we lost to Colombia 2-0 in the opening game. They completely dominated the game. Um, for some reason, and I notice this in international tournaments, whenever two teams meet each other again later on in the tournament, the same exact result almost never happens. It's a weird phenomenon, and I'm not saying that means Chile's gonna beat Argentina tomorrow because they lost to Argentina in the first. No, but I'm saying that most of the time that I've seen two teams who have met each other again, the result's almost different, and it's not a universal rule. Of course, there are exceptions. There are times when history repeats itself. Um, but I just feel like the United States are going to come out in this game with a completely different mentality and a sense of urgency to get something out of this game, not lose two games in a row in this tournament. And I just feel like Colombia, for them, they're going to play as if their tournament's over. I'm not saying they're not going to play to win. I think they'll play to win. But it's just all psychologically speaking, they don't need this victory as much as the US needs this victory. Um so because the United States wants to end its campaign as the host on a high note. So I actually think the US is going to win third place today because I think the US is going to want it more. I think the United States is going to want it more. Um as far as a prediction, scoreline, I could see U.S. Colombia going to penalties. I mean, I can't see us just beating them outright in 90 minutes. Sorry, I can't see that happening. Colombia is a much better team than the United States. But I feel that the pressure for us to get a result can have us hold on and have Brad Guzan pull off some heroics in a penalty shootout. And if it does go to penalties, Colombia is going to lose because there's another phenomenon I noticed, which is that teams who enter another penalty shootout in the same tournament after winning a penalty shootout tend to lose that second penalty shootout. Um, we saw it, one most recent example, with Costa Rica beating Greece at the World Cup, Holland beating Costa Rica, and Argentina beating Holland. So it sort of has like a domino effect. So I actually think the United States is going to win third place today, guys. I think it'll go to penalties, and I think the U.S. will win. But overall reaction to the Argentina game, I mean, look, a lot of pundits are saying that there is shame losing to them because we didn't play our best. We played with a small team mentality, using Ronaldo's own words against him. Um, but guys, there's only when there's such a huge gap between quality and teams, there's only so much that the U.S. could have done. So I think the critics are being a little bit harsh on the U.S. And most of these critics are coming from here inside the U.S. For all you international people watching this, we're our sports critics here are very, very harsh on our sports teams, and that also applies to our national team. You know, um, if we lose to a big team that's better than us, instead of saying, "Oh well, we lost to a team that's better than us," that's okay. We say, "Whoa, why? What could we have done differently in the game to have changed our fate or whatever?" But you got to be realistic here. We were never going to beat Argentina. It was never going to happen. And for us to be able to compete with teams like Argentina, with Chile, it's going to take several more years. It's going to take several more years for the sport to grow here and for us to produce talent at the youth level in the same way that these other countries do. So it's going to take a while. So yeah, I mean, not too disappointed about the result because I expected it. I thought we were going to lose to Argentina, and there's nothing wrong with that. Chile, Colombia. I really was surprised that Colombia didn't score. I thought this match had goals written all over it. Each side was going to score. It was going to be a goal scoring bonanza, like 3-2 or 4-3. But Chile looks like they finally solved their defensive issues. They have not conceded any goals in the knockout stages so far, and they have the look of a team that is finally finding the proper format for their success. And you look at how they played against Bolivia in the group stage, a game that they shouldn't have won because it wasn't a penalty. It should have ended in a draw. This team looks completely different. And they put the game away. They finished the game in the first 11 minutes when Sanchez and Fuenzalida scored. 2-0 in the first 11 minutes ahead of Colombia. The game was already over. Never mind the 2-hour delay with rain and flooding. Colombia was never going to come back into that match. Sure, they played. They were the more assertive team in the second half. They had a lot of good chances with Marlos Moreno and James Rodriguez to score. But that was mostly because Chile were comfortable preserving a 2-0 lead. They let Colombia come at them. They didn't play with the same sense of urgency as they did in the first half. They didn't attack because they didn't feel like they needed to. And even when Chile grabbed counterattacks on Colombia, they had several chances to come up to take an even further lead of 3-0, 4-0. So it wasn't that Colombia were the better team. It was that they were the more assertive team in the second half because they had to be, because they were behind. And Chile just said, okay, we'll sit on a 2-goal gap right now and just let them come at us, absorb the pressure, and then punish them on the counterattack. And they almost did punish Colombia on the counterattack. They almost grabbed another goal several times. So I think Chile completely deserved to win this match. They are a better team. And we're going to get a really crackerjack, awesome final between Argentina and Chile now. And I can't wait to see it. I don't have a prediction. I have no idea what's going to happen. But it's going to be a great game. So yeah, those are my reactions to the two semifinals and my prediction for the third place game later today. I think the U.S. is actually going to get third place because we just need it. We need it more. So yeah, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, share, get some feedback, give me your opinion. What did you think of Argentina pummeling the U.S.? What did you think of Chile putting Colombia away early? Who's going to win the third place game tonight? Colombia or the U.S.? We meet again for the second time. Peace out. I'll see you later today. I'm going to make a Euros reaction video to the 3 Euro games today. We already had one that was completed between Switzerland and Poland. Wales versus Northern Ireland is on right now as I speak. And then we get Croatia, Portugal later. So I'm out for now, guys. Peace out. See you later today. Go watch the games. Enjoy your weekend. Um, Stay in or go out with your friends, family, whatever. Um, and I'll catch you later on.